regarding
Yeah, thank you for having us, by the way. And what Clay touched on, the collection size is 22,222. 8,888 of those are reserved for our holders, which they'll be able to claim after the completion of the Dutch auction at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then I believe the size for the public mint is 13,034, which will be available during that auction period. Also, to speak on the auction runs it starts at 0.3 Ethereum and it'll run to 0.03, which it'll then stick at. So the mint isn't closed after 2 hours, it just hits its final price point. And to touch on the overall collection, like Tubby was saying, you'll see a lot of familiar traits from the original collection. There's also traits that you won't see pop up that don't really go with the babies as much. And then, as Tubby also touched on, there's 2 new trait categories, which add a lot of fun to this collection.
Okay, and thank you so much, Mickyj. And so the Dutch auction, because I saw some people have questions. So it's basically a game of who is more patient or who is not patient, because it starts relatively high and then it lowers down and down. So it's basically the opposite of English auctions, which start low and then go higher and higher. And so people will pay an individual price depending on when they bid, basically, right? It's a bit sophisticated because I think people are more familiar with English auctions, but English auctions are used for single items, whereas Dutch auctions are very famous if like a bunch of, I don't know, flowers, NFTs, whatnot, are auctioned off. So that's a very famous price discovery mechanism.
Dutch auctions, when we first started like researching them and seeing previous projects who were also using Dutch auctions for their drops, it made more sense for NFTs in general. I think that it prevents a lot of gas wars, let's just say. I think that during the drop itself, there will be different sections, just kind of like a graph. There will be different sections in which the gas starts to go up. But I think that it makes more sense just in general for like an NFT drop to be using a Dutch auction, especially with this size of the collection. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think we got rugged by Twitter. So that's the bleeding edge. So we spoke about Dutch auctions and why it's better for A, the size you are auctioning off, and B, for obviously to prevent gas wars.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I think it works out for everyone, especially the ending price point. I think 0.03 is an extremely like a low price point for like a collection of our magnitude. So I think that like if it does go that low, there will be a gas war like near the lower end. But yeah, I think it's good for everyone. But yeah, I'm just very excited to see like the combinations. We've already been like playing around with it, me and Micah, and like doing the generation reviews and whatnot, and just seeing how it looks. And so far, they look amazing. I love there's a lot of variety and with the new categories, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, how many possible combinations are there?
I haven't done the calculations, but like I think the last time we did it was when we were having over 500 traits, and it was somewhere I don't remember the exact amount of different combinations, but it was
because
in the billions.
The original size of this collection was 4 times the size we're doing now, so we cut out a lot of new traits, so that possible combination number has gone down. I'm going to see if I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah. And also, how many could you also already reveal how many super rare little Pudgies are there, or will this be a secret?
I believe we said yesterday during our spaces we're going to keep this a secret until post-launch.
Okay.
Because also we haven't touched on, so our claim period for Pudgy Penguin holders to claim their little Pudgy will be open forever. So that'll add a bit of fun to it. So after launch, we'll release how many one-of-one little Pudgies there are, and it'll sort of turn into a little hunting game for, like, say in 2 months that there's still 2 one-of-ones still available, and some people might go hunting for see which Pudgies have those. So yeah, we'll be releasing that information post reveal.
Okay.
You'll also
Fair
be
enough.
available to check. Well, yeah, you'll also be able to check the ID of your Pudgy Penguin on the website and to see if that little Pudgy was minted. So you'll be able to tell if a Pudgy Penguin hasn't minted their little Pudgy. And that's also doing the indefinite amount of time to claim also solves that issue. Where like when we were doing our previous claim with the eggs, there was a lot of people who were like, well, some of them had COVID, or some of them were traveling, or some of them were like working for an extended amount of time and they weren't able to claim it. So I think the indefinite amount of time makes a lot more sense for something of this magnitude. We don't want anyone missing out. So that's exactly why we are opening it up just until they're all claimed, or something else happens. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And also, obviously, it keeps it exciting because somebody in a year's time might buy, I don't know, an OG Pudgy and might mint or might be able to mint a little Pudgy, and then it's a super rare or whatnot. So it might be very exciting because I think like this happened kind of a little bit in the history of NFTs, that somebody discovered their wallet with CryptoPunks like 2 years later, or so it's quite fun if it is infinite.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I don't know if I wanted to say this now or if we wanted to say it at the end about we're doing a giveaway with the Club721 community. So we'll be giving away 10 little Pudgies to the community. I don't know if we want to say that afterwards or what, but yeah, we'll be holding a raffle for just for this Club721 community in honor of our like ongoing relationship, and thanks to you guys for allowing us to have this collaboration. So yeah, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, thank you. We could speak later about it more, but thank you for having mentioned it already. And then also I wanted to touch base. I think yesterday you hinted at a fish game. So it might be the case that little Pudgies may not only be super cute, but may also have some kind of utility later on in addition to a social utility.
Yes. So as our ongoing, like we're in a manner like for the future, we're going to be creating utility for the little Pudgies, and of course like the big Pudgies, our OG collection. They'll all have utility with the fishing game. Now we can't say exactly what that is yet because we're still hashing it out. But yeah, there will be little Pudgies will be have some form of utility inside of the fishing game alongside the big Pudgies.
That is super exciting. And I think, I mean, there like in the whole Pudgy Penguin ecosystem, there are like 4 pillars, which are the merch, the games, the charity, and the events. And with regards to little Pudgies, I think there is a certain percentage allocated to a charity. So if I'm not mistaken, so could you tell us more about this, please?
Yeah, we've developed a relationship with the Global Penguin Society, and Cole has been specifically talking with the president over there about how we can like help them and aid them in ongoing research and events that they're planning. And so percentage, and we haven't completely hashed it out yet because we're still talking, but we're going to allocate a certain amount to the Global Penguin Society. from the Little Pudgies, and we'll be giving back to them to do specific things, like with a like specific expedition or whatever they're trying to do. We're still trying to hash those things out, but yeah, the plan is to have an ongoing relationship with them and to just basically keep growing in this space and to aid something like that. So yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think that it makes a lot of sense given our brand identity. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
absolutely.
I'm very excited to keep talking with them and learning more about how we can help. So yeah.
Yeah, I looked at the website of this charity, and apparently, I mean, they have different things they are doing. So they are helping to protect not Pudgy penguins, maybe they are Pudgy, but they are helping to protect penguins. But also they care about the nature, like about the water and the shores and whatnot. So they have a broader plan. And I think they have quite sophisticated collaborations already. Like I can't remember them now, but I looked it up and I was really excited because they have basically the who of who. So, and I think you gave to them in the past when you did do an auction with the chubby corns, I think.
Yeah, we've done 2 auctions, which we've given all proceeds to GPS. I believe in the past. I forgot the first one, but the Chubby Corns collaboration was one of them. And it's been fantastic to work with them as they've constantly given us updates, and they will constantly give us updates on what they're doing with our donations. So that'll be cool to share with the whole community.
Yeah, I think, I mean, let me just be on the website. I think I was really excited about it because this is super interesting as a long-term collaboration, given the brand identity, and that we all kind of have a penguin fetish. So, did you just, so so yeah, just reading out who they collaborating with: White Fund for Nature, Wildlife Conservative, Disney. See, Disney, that's very interesting. So yeah, National Geography. So they have Super Patagonia, Duke University. So there are like 20 collaborations which are really super interesting. So that is definitely something very exciting, I must say.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I think their larger goal is to aid the entire ecosystem that will go into helping assist the penguins also. So I think that it'll be interesting to receive updates with them.
Yeah. Very interesting. So we touched on the fishing game you hinted on yesterday. Then we touched on the charity. Then there might be some merch and events, but that is rather for next year. Something that I wanted to ask, because there was a big debate all over Twitter like 2 weeks ago with regards to CCO. And I've seen that people were asking, oh, what kind of commercial rights do I get when I buy my Pudgy Penguin? And obviously this is also the question people might ask for tomorrow if they buy a little Pudgy.
Yeah, so the plans are right now that Little Pudgies will have the same rights that Pudgy Penguins have, which is that you can do whatever you want with your Pudgy Penguin. We share similarities to Cool Cats and to Bored Ape Yacht Club, that we have a non-exclusive license. That means that you guys can do whatever you want with your NFT. There's a few caveats, I think, but that's pretty much the basis of that. And so yeah, it'll be similarly structured. The Little Pudgies will be similarly structured in concern to the IP rights as the Pudgy Penguin.
Yeah,
so you'll be able to make shirts and whatever, and make your own little like movie and make money off of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, I could I could license my little Pudgies to Disney, or I could sell them or whatnot. Obviously, if I sell them, then I transfer the ownership rights altogether, but I could license them. And this I could not do with the punks, I think. So that's the big difference. That's very exciting because I would love to see. I would love to see some movies with little Pudgies, obviously, and with the OG Pudgies.
At the end of the day, like the overarching NFT community is like a community because we're all pushing this space forward, like collectively. It's not like an individualistic type thing. It's more of like a collective force. So I think it makes more sense to, allow Pudgy Penguin holders and Little Pudgy holders to do as they wish with their penguins because, at the end of the day, it's a community effort. And that's what's going to that's what got us to this point, and it's what's going to bring us to the future. So yeah, I think it doesn't make sense any other way.
Yeah, I agree. And so I see obviously a lot of my Pudgy friends in the audience. But for those that may have joined us from Club721, just a little recap, because some people might just not be aware of the overall Pudgy Penguin brand and all these things that happened. So Pudgy Penguins, I looked it up today, has so far had a trading volume of 43K ETH, which translates roughly into 170 million USD, which is quite massive, I must say. And then also, so some of the collectors of Pudgy Penguins include Coin United, Steph Curry, Alex, I can't pronounce his last name, of Reddit, the Reddit founder. Then Dimitri Buterin, which is the dad of Vitalik. And then Jeebus and Punk6529, as well as Three Arrows Capital and VVD. So you guys have already gotten like the I don't know, the creme de la creme the NFT of the NFT collectors, I must say. And also the Pudgy Penguin that was collected by Coin United sold for 225 ETH, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and it's the one that's the only one that faces the left side. And right now, I think Coin United is using it as their profile pic and decorated it with some Christmas hats and whatnot.
Yeah, they're very fond of that left-facing penguin. It is very legendary. We have quite an array of different people buying into the Pudgy Penguin community. And I mean that was because of like the very explosive nature of the beginning of Pudgy Penguins, where we were basically in the limelight for I think approximately like 1 to 2 months, and we were being broadcasted everywhere. And so a lot of people heard about us, and it presented us with a lot of unique opportunities with Pudgy Penguins. So yeah, I was very excited about all those people buying into our project because I greatly respected them before, and it landed us a lot of different opportunities. But yeah, like I'm so excited about that, but I'm also very excited about the future and what we can accomplish with Pudgy Penguins. I think that there is a lot of potential, and we're striving to be we're striving to be one of the best NFT projects, and I think we will accomplish that. We're just moving on, and still working on this project, and I'm just very excited for the next couple weeks, and especially for the Little Pudgy reveal. I think they look amazing, and I know you guys will think
super
that too.
cute. They look super cute. Yeah, and for everybody that doesn't know, like, because I'm just looking at the audience, so I think Pudgy Penguins, like in the second week or something, they got featured in the New York Times by Kevin Rose. And then from there, I think they got featured twice on Bloomberg and around 6 times on CNBC, but I stopped counting. So just as an overall to give you a bit more context. And yeah, let's see where the little Pudgies will take us. I think they are very memeable. They're very cute. And so how long did you work on it, and how did you find the traits?
So, so originally, like I mentioned before, the collection was 4 times the size, and we recently decided to cut that down for a bunch of different reasons. But the collection, this collection is very, how do I describe it? It's really fun, especially given the 2 new traits that trait categories that we've added, and it's really colorful. So I think everyone's gonna love this new collection just as much as they love the original one. And I hope that, I think what will be really fun about this collection is, especially for Pudgy Penguin holders, is finding sort of, their kid or their baby sort of. So I think that'll be really fun. But also, the main thing we wanted from this collection was to bring in a lot of new community members, an entry point into the Pudgy Penguin community, or as we call it, the huddle. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to find their forever little Pudgy and be able to join the current OG Pudgy holders. So I think that'll be a lot of fun, onboarding a lot of new members.
Yep. Yeah. And just to add on to that, I think that with all of these new platforms coming, and I see that the audience for people who like NFTs is just increasing over time, especially with all of these new platforms like Coinbase, FTX, Binance. I think that it's going to onboard a lot of new people, and I think a collection of this magnitude makes more sense. So, with that being said, I think that a cheaper entry point for people looking to get into the NFT scene, especially something like Little Pudgies, which has great mass appeal. It doesn't appeal to one group of people, just as our OG collection is going to do incredibly well on those platforms. And so, yeah, I think that I'm very excited to see how everyone will receive them and how that goes down. So yeah, very excited. And I'm sorry to answer I think you asked us how long we were working on Little Pudgies.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that we started working on Little Pudgies approximately, I think Micah can answer this better. What you want to say, 3 months ago?
I'd say it began in October.
October.
Collection creation.
Yeah, we were working with our artists on sculpting the project and creating 2 new trait categories.
That, Caroline, you asked the total number of combinations possible, and I have that number.
Yeah.
I have 131 billion total combinations, so it should be a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that I did not expect this figure. I would have thought, okay, somewhere in the multi-millions, but billions, that is crazy. That is truly crazy.
I'm guessing each category is a lot more spread out. So there's a lot more combinations in each category. So finding a penguin that looks like your OG penguin is probably going to be the rarest thing.
Yeah, so
it's going to be incredibly cool to see someone with their matching Little Pudgy.
But if I mint tomorrow my Pudgy, it's completely random. It's not guaranteed that it will look pink with some kurkuma eyes, right? It would be.
Yeah, correct. So no matter your Pudgy, whether you have a 1 of 1, or no matter your Pudgy, no matter if it's a 1 of 1 or more of a more common one, you'll have a chance at any type of Little Pudgy. They're not correlated. Rarities aren't correlated for this.
Okay. So what do I need to do to get a Pudgy that looks like my OG Pudgy? I just have to hope, or.
Yes, it'll come. Yeah, you're just gonna have to go out there and search for your little Pudgy. Like
Okay, it's a
Tubby
Pudgy
said,
hunting exercise.
hmm it'll be extremely cool to see if say like you find a little Pudgy just like yours.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It'll be pretty rare given the new traits, of course. So that'll be fun to watch.
Okay, that is very exciting. So it's not a given. Okay, duly noted. And yeah, with regards to the Pudgy Penguin or little Pudgy size, um, you mentioned obviously that all these huge, massive platforms are opening, like FTX, Coinbase, whatnot. And I looked it up recently, and somehow I read that only 2 million people are yet in the NFT space. So obviously, and apparently that's like 0.0007 or something of all internet users. So obviously with Coinbase, I don't know how many customers Coinbase has and all these others, but I think Coinbase, somewhere I read 60 million or something, but don't quote me on this. But obviously, I think once all these platforms are going to open, it will be wild because so many more people will be into NFTs, I think. So hi to Apache.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all of these different platforms coming and just and broadening the entire scene, I think is amazing. There are a lot of people looking to get into NFTs, but these more traditional platforms will help people, like, just be able to uh, purchase an NFT without having to download like five different things. Like not a lot of people like going on, like connecting their whatever to whatever. I think that these like more centralized platforms will to help aid in that process of increasing the amount of people interested in NFTs.
Yeah, and with a more user-friendly API or whatnot, because as you said, it's quite
Exactly.
it's quite a challenge. I mean, once you understand it, or if you are already into crypto, it's easier. But then, if you're a normie, it's you have to do quite some heavy lifting at the beginning to get into this. So it will be exciting once all of these things become easier and more user-friendly.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be amazing for the entire scene. I'm very bullish on the future of NFTs, and I honestly can't wait to see the next couple months. It's going to be amazing. So
yeah, I agree. I'm also very bullish on NFTs, especially because I mean so much is happening, and you see every day it's growing and growing, and it's crazy. Like I think if we look back in 5 years, you had the CryptoPunks, you had the Bored Apes, but then 2021, I think it's like the central year where everything changed, where out of a sudden, thanks to people who sold his work at Christie's for 69.3 million, out of a sudden, NFTs were on the forefront of everything, on the cover of normie magazines. So I think 2021 will be a very important year for NFTs in hindsight. So I think this will be like some OG NFTs in my opinion.
yeah, I think in like 10 to 20 years they'll look back on this time, and I think that it's going to be an incredible thing to look back on and see a lot of these industry leaders how they're doing and what's going on in the scene and how we're still innovating. And I think I'm just very excited to see myself. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, super exciting. So I don't know, we were supposed to have like in the Discord some questions, but I can't somehow, I don't know if I'm just not able to multitask, which is a possibility. I can't find any questions. So I don't know. I would suggest if anybody from the audience has a question that you raise your hands and we we get you up on stage and then you are able to ask, because I just can't see any questions in the Discord. I mean, by Discord, especially in the Club721 Discord, because obviously in the Pudgy Penguin Discord, you get answered like easier. But yeah, so if anybody has a question, please feel free. Second.
Yeah, and if anyone in the Pudgy Penguins Discord wants to ask a question as well.
Obviously, if you're a Pudgy Penguin or non-Pudgy Penguin, all questions are welcome. So I see there we have a question. Let's see how to do it without crashing the thing. Okay, so I think Penguin is now up on stage and has a question. Welcome, Penguin. What would you like to ask? Penguin, you may have to unmute your mic if you wanted to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like...
Yeah, I'll ask.
Okay, Space M. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Space.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to ask, just kind of in general, obviously from the OG collection, you know, a lot of excitement that y'all had built in that, and then coming to this new collection, what are y'all most excited for in this kind of new collection? Obviously, there's new traits, there's new stuff, but just like from y'all, the founders, what are you most excited? What was the best part about kind of creating the new collection?
Yeah, so I'll let Micah answer after me. I think my favorite aspect of the new collection is just that I think I'm looking like super long term here, and I think in terms of like memeability and virability, these function like equally, if not better, than the OG collection. Like the OG collection is legendary, don't get me wrong, but when you guys see the combinations available in the different trade categories, I think you're gonna see what I mean. It's just super funny, super cute, and I think widely appealing to on a mass scale. So that's my answer.
Yeah, my focus has been on the collection creation on Little Pudgies. So I think, like Tubby was saying, the memeability of these is going to be insane. I can't wait to see what the community whips up, how the community's placing, you know, their little Pudgy on top of their OG Pudgy's head. I think you're going to see a lot of that. I think you're going to see a lot of people hunting to find their little baby, like that they're claiming for their own. So I think that's going to be my favorite part that comes from this collection. The two new trait categories that we've said, I think those really add to the memeability of this collection.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much
problem.
for your Thank you so much for your question. So I saw in the Discord is a question. How many little Pudgies can be minted per wallet?
Here, give me 1 second.
It's 5 per transaction, if I'm not mistaken, Tubby.
So it's okay. So the max claim by transaction. So if you have 20 Pudgy Penguins, you can claim 20 little Pudgies when the claim starts.
And if I have no Pudgy Penguin, how many could I mint then? Like for people that have no OG Peng?
Yeah. I was getting there. So the max mint by transaction is 20, and the max claim by transaction is also 20.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. And then we have Penguin. Would you like to speak because you are up on stage and you have I think you requested, but you should be able to speak. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, how do you guys get such a huge amount of audience in a short-term period?
And I'm sorry, in regards to what, like this space or? and like just in Pudgy Penguins in general, like the community.
Yeah, just in Pudgy Penguin.
I think that I think it speaks to people's desire for like good art. I think that people like I think it's my answer is very simple. I think that people enjoy the art, and I think that they like looking at it, and I think that they like other people who like the same things, and so we formed a community around it. And it just happened to be that a lot of people like the art, and a lot of people um, could basically, for lack of a better word, vibe around the aesthetic of Pudgy Penguins and create memes out of it, and that's what created such a big community and a large amount of people in the same area. So yeah, I think my answer to that is very simple, just like that.
Okay. Does this answer your question, Penguin?
Yes.
Okay.
When you guys started this project? First started it?
You mean the OG Penguin project started in July, I think, right?
July 22nd is when we initially minted, and then the reveal was on the 29th.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have another question from the Discord audience. Will there be a golden bowl cut Lil Pudgy? That's a very specific question. It's very cute.
I don't know, Mickyj, can we answer that?
It's a definite maybe.
I won't answer that, but I mean, I will answer that you will see bowl cut Lil Pudgys.
Okay, that is exciting. And then now we have up on stage LBF. I think you're Loon in our Discord. Would you like to ask your question?
Yeah, I am Loon. Thanks for having me up here, guys.
Yay!
I guess the first thing I want to say is I'm pretty excited about what you guys are doing with the Dutch auction. I think that's a really good idea, and I think dropping that final price point and freezing it there is also a good idea for selling out. But I guess the question I have is, what are your guys' plans with the funds that are raised from the drop? Like, are you planning on running some of those into the game in the future, or community events or future projects? Obviously, you guys have to cash out the developers and then your own person, but outside of that, I guess, do you have any plans for the future with the funds on this?
Yeah, so what we were talking about in the last Igloo chat is we're hiring about, Micah, is it 6 or 7 new positions? Like,
yeah,
directly
we're going to be
after
interviewing.
Budget.
We're going to be putting out job applications for, I believe it was 6 positions, and we really hope this is a great funding opportunity to build the professional team that we're looking for to send Pudgy Penguins to the next level.
Yeah, so basically, we're a percentage of the allocation will be spent towards onboarding new professional team members and staff members to help us grow Pudgy Penguins out and to really help develop all of the different roadmap items that we've been working on, including the game and including merch. And including events, and so the allocation from this event will, I don't know if I can say a direct amount right now, but those are the things that we'll be spending it on, pretty much. But yeah, I think, Micah, if you wanted to repeat the actual jobs. I don't think everyone in here was in here for the previous Igloo chat, so they might want to hear.
Yeah, we're opening job applications for Discord moderator, a community manager position, a project manager position, social media position, and we're looking for an animator to come on board the team. And I believe and public relations coordinator. Those were the 6 positions that we were looking to onboard.
Yeah,
okay.
And of course with that, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask project management. What exactly is your guys' plan for that role? And I guess, is that going to have to do with possible, like, in real life events? Are there other projects that they would be managing? I guess kind of what's behind that.
So project manager would help us with like the day-to-day coordination of basically everything and planning for the future of Pudgy Penguins and helping facilitate those different functions that go along with running a large project such as Pudgy Penguins. So that's what a project manager would do. We are also thinking about including an event planner, um, and the event planner would help with NFT NYC and all these other different associated events for communities that we would like to have a presence in. Um, but yeah, we're just really looking to expand the team and to make it much more coordinated. And we've already have been restructuring in that way over the last couple weeks. And so we'll be re-releasing the job applications through a new like site, basically. So it's much more formal and much more professional, as opposed to the last time. I think that was a little bit rushed, in my opinion. And so we've learned from our mistakes, and we'll be facilitating it through a new website. And yeah, so I think that all of those different positions are going to greatly help us turn this project and unleash its full potential. So we're going to be focused on that.
Okay, so basically lots of good things are in the pipeline, and very exciting stuff is happening behind the scenes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have one more question if you guys aren't ready.
Yeah, sure, please.
So I wasn't at the Miami event, and obviously I heard about it. Sounded like it went pretty good. People had a good time. I know New York's off a little bit in the future, but I guess based on this first event, how did you guys think that went? And are there, I guess, some lessons and ideas that you're going to carry into New York? What your overall ideas are on that?
Yeah, so I think the lessons was that during Art Basel, there wasn't necessarily the large amount of presence of NFT community members that I would expect there to be, just overall. I think that if we were to have hosted a NFT NYC event, it would have been a lot more jam-packed with actual community members. But during Art Basel, while there were a lot of community members that we met, there was also a lot of just like general audience from Art Basel. So I think that picking the specific occasion is going to be much more selective for future events. And I think that other than that, yeah, it went amazing. We had like an ice statue. We had a lot of a lot of fun. A lot of different like pictures on the walls and different sites to see at the party. It was a lot of fun. I would love to do it again. Yeah, I don't know if Micah has anything to add to that.
No, it was our first event. Obviously, there's a lot to learn from it. I think it went very well. I don't want to say it was rushed because we spent a lot of time, but more preparation would go into a future event for sure. And I think we did learn a lot from the Art Basel to translate to future events, and we're excited.
Okay, super exciting. Especially, events is basically one of the 4 pillars of Pudgy's, which I have mentioned earlier. So we have merch, games, charity, and events. So I'm looking for your Pudgy Penguin event, guys. So yeah, very exciting.
Okay, yeah. Well, thanks for answering my questions. I think it's going to be super interesting moving forward in the NFT space, how people kind of tie in community things in real life, because I know it's kind of memeable about, NFTs are about the community, but I think that is the truth. Like within our Discord too, there's plenty of people, I've made friendships with, and I think it's super interesting about in real life events and getting to see those people and person. So, well, thanks for having me up here, guys. And I see
Thank
my
you.
boy
Thank you.
Burkdart down there. Shout out, keeping the Discord moderated. Keep doing you, man. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have other people from the audience now up on stage who want to ask a question. So I think Doku Zo, I think you were first.
Yes, thank you guys for having me on. I really wanted to ask about the original Lil Pudgy collection. I knew there was a lot more, about 4X, what is going to be out now. So I was just curious about what was the process like on deciding which traits will be removed and no longer part of the collection, and even possible if you could disclose maybe some of the traits that really didn't make the cut for the next Lil Pudgy release.
Yeah, I'll try not to say too many that did make the cut or did, but they are little pudgies. They are meant to be babies, children. So you can probably look through the main collection and pick out which ones most likely didn't make the cut. I saw someone ask in chat, I'll just say one, for example, so you get an idea. Ask if the beard trait made the cut for little pudgies, and that's one trait that you won't be seeing in little pudgies. So traits like that, for example.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so and now we have young Frederick up on stage. Yeah, what is your question? Welcome.
Hey guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, my question is just related. I haven't been like super active in the community, so I don't know the latest news about it. But my question is, if you can delve into the metaverse, like, are there any plans to go to some kind of metaverse? Yeah.
Well, that's a very exciting question. I think I saw a lot of posts today of some metaverse land, Isolite or something.
Yes,
Mr. Tubby.
No, exactly as
Mickyj.
exactly as Cyborg said, or Caroline. We're expanding into the metaverse. We have several different projects that are facilitating that. We're now a large presence at Isotile. Sorry. They've fully built out 3D models for every asset and Pudgy Penguin, so you can now walk around with your specific penguin. So that's amazing. And I think for future, we've hired, we're in talks of hiring someone on our team right now. His name is 6mil, and he's extremely talented with 3D modeling. And I think whichever like metaverse, whether it be Decentraland or like anything else, we'll be using him to basically spearhead that, and we'll have like I don't want to say exactly what we're planning on doing in the next couple weeks, because it is like it's still a secret. But yeah, we'll be expanding into the metaverse here shortly through like different avenues.
And is it young Frederick? Yeah, you first.
No, just saying amazing. Like, we would love to see the penguins on some kind of metaverse. I'm pretty like, my favorite one at the moment is Sandbox. So yeah, would love to see maybe penguins on Sandbox. Yeah, but yeah, looking forward for it. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah. I think the general idea is that we want to be a presence in every different kind of metaverse. And to allow our community members to use those, it'll be great for everyone, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think you're also in Minecraft or something, like which leads us to games and whatnot, right? You're already having presence in Minecraft, and right?
Yeah, we had our server built out in Minecraft. Not a lot of community members saw the value in Minecraft. They thought it was a bit, a bit childish. So we kind of stopped. Like we basically listened to community feedback and decided to stop moving along that axis. But I'm I think everyone's waiting for like these different metaverses to be much more sophisticated than they are right now. And so we can actually utilize them. And I think that it's going to be insanely cool when they are much more sophisticated. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say regarding that topic.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think in Isolite, apparently they built the whole Pudgy Penguin collection into 3D Pudgies.
It looks
And
amazing.
and apparently you can have a party there and whatnot, and there are penguins on the walls, so it's very cute. It looks very cute. And I think it just opened somehow today with the 3D Pudgy penguins, but I haven't had time to have a look.
Yeah, they all look super amazing, and I was super impressed with the work that they did over there.
Yeah, most definitely. So I take the note that there are more metaverses potentially in the pipeline, but that you can't tell us right now because you want to keep the tension. And so yeah, very exciting.
Well, yeah, I can say that most likely what
Yeah.
will happen is that and we'll figure this out as a community, but some of the proceeds from the Little Pudgy's mint will be allocated towards those specific metaverses. So I think that we want this to be this is a community initiative, so we want to have the community help us or aid us in selecting which ones they want to have a presence in. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, especially now with all these metaverses, I forgot the figure, but I think like Sandbox sold, I don't know if I mix it up, sold over 100 million in land. I don't know if I mix it up, but I think all these metaverses are massive and being developed right now and will be more and more sophisticated and move from I don't know, artificial intelligence or augmented reality to extended and virtual reality. So it will be more and more exciting in the upcoming months and years, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a multi-year evolution for metaverses, and I think that we're genuinely early in that aspect. I think that it's going to take, in my opinion, 5 to 10 years to see a truly sophisticated metaverse in which we can actually interact and do everything that we're dreaming about in this space. But yeah, that's I am very excited for expanding Pudgy Penguins into these
Yeah,
metaverses.
very excited too, because at the end of the day, then we could, now we just talked about events that like, meeting in New York, meeting in Miami, but if we have the metaverse, we could meet internationally, and it would be super fun. Like the more it is sophisticated and the more it comes close to a normal in real life event, this would be super exciting to get to know the whole community, which never will be able to join one location. So I think that's I don't know, a crazy exciting future. So, but young Frederick. And then we have Theodore. I saw you, but young Frederick, would you like to add something?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Like, super exciting conversation. And yeah, I would just suggest, like, as a first step to go into the metaverse, just to start like doing some treasury management. I don't know what's the status of our treasury, like the Pudgy Penguins treasury, but I think that the best thing is to start like buying some plots and some lands, and as well as buying some tokens. Also like in an optic of having some kind of different assets in treasury, and then we can iterate on top of that and build stuff.
100%. I think the largest component of metaverse integration for any project is that it's community led. So I think that community goes first in that aspect, and so a lot of decisions will be made in regards to more of a decentralized outlook rather than a centralized one, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you a lot, guys.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you. So now we have Theo Only, who would like to ask a question.
Hi. So I just had a question about, I'm sure most of y'all know, but like Adidas had partnered with the Bored Ape Yacht Club yesterday for an NFT drop, and I was just wondering if the Penguins have, you know, as more big name brands convert over to the space, if we're going to try to like pursue collaborations with them as they come over.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is actually a bit of a polarized topic in this space right now. I've seen a lot of threads like not really liking these corporations coming in, but like personally, I think that it's good for overall, you know, onboarding of new people into the NFT scene. So I would love to. I personally would love to have some collaborations or start some relationships with these larger brands. I think it would be pretty cool. And I'm very open to it. So yeah, that's my answer. It's very open-ended and kind of a vague answer, but yeah, I'm open to it.
Yeah, I would think it also depends on the brand, obviously. If it's the right fit, if it's like Patagonia or something, then it's perfect. But if it's a brand that maybe people don't really like in real life, then I don't know, might not make sense. But and also obviously, you can license your Pudgy yourself to any brand, I think, and then there is the overall partnership with the Pudgy Penguin brand, which is a possibility, and another in real life brand. So I think there is like there are lots of different avenues, like lots of different possibilities.
There are a lot of collaborations with different corporations that I would see that fit Pudgy Penguins a lot really good. Like I think that our ethos would more align with something like, you know, something more family friendly. And I also, yeah, we're keeping our eyes out, and we're definitely looking to establish some of these relationships.
Okay, does this answer your question, Theo Lu?
Yes, it does. Appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. So does anybody else from the audience has a question? If yes, okay, here we have another question. Didi. So, Mishmash, yeah, you're up on stage. Welcome. I think it's still loading. That's like Twitter at its best. Okay, now I think you're unmuted and you can ask your question.
Hi there. Thanks for hosting this space. I noticed that there is an OpenSea sale from a company called, I think, 10KT, and they do things like, you know, metaverse apparel items mixed that have PFP branding on them, including some Pudgies. And I wondered how that makes sense if you are allowed to buy like Pudgy, you know, metaverse sneakers without owning a Pudgy.
That's an interesting question. I think I'm not sure how that necessarily functions, and I definitely need to read into it more. I don't know if the owner has to like facilitate that in any way, or if like how that exactly works. But that's an interesting question. I'll be honest, I'll have to look into it more, unless Mickyj knows.
I don't know too much on this topic. I know in our Discord we have a 10KTF channel where one of our moderators, 6 Mil, facilitates a process helping Pudgy Penguins get these items, but I'm not exactly sure about the process of it all.
I see your point though, but I am unable to answer your question.
So my understanding from just like a little bit of research seems to be that it seems that if you don't own a Pudgy already, you can directly buy a sort of like ready-made pair of Pudgy high tops. For example, right now you can get some Pudgy high tops for 0.169 ETH, and you can just buy that now. or for example, without any, it seems without having to own the Pudgy whose art that is based on, or you can do a different route where you go to the 10KTF stock room, where they sell a pair of blank. They call them blank high tops, and then you can, I think, with that you can like send them your Pudgy as well, and they combine it and they put your Pudgy onto the high tops. But I might be wrong.
No, I think that sounds about right. I think I understood that part, but what I'm unfamiliar with is if the person who's like, let's say, combining a blank with their Pudgy Penguin, if they receive royalties for every sell from someone buying their Pudgy like whatever Pudgy item off of their collection. I'm not so sure about how that works, or if they receive any royalties. They might have to relinquish some amount of. I see. I'll have to look into it more, but yeah, I can't really answer that angle right now. But
yeah, so Mish, if you are in our Pudgy Penguin Discord, we can get back to you on this question if you are by any chance in one of our Discords.
Yeah, just after the space, I'll look into it and see how that works, and see if I can answer your question better.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Perfect. So I saw in the Discord there was a question about the eggs, which will hatch on the 25th, and there was a question about the time. I think Fifi did ask the question. Hi, Fifi. So do you know? Could you already reveal at which time these eggs will hatch? Or is this a secret?
I don't think it's necessarily a secret. I actually need to look into that because I'm not. I think it's from the time that they minted on that the start of that they were minted on that exact day. But Micah, do you know?
No, we don't. It's possible that information comes out before reveal.
Okay. So we have to keep an eye on this, on the updates. So do we have any other questions in the audience? If yes, okay, we have another question. Did you? Uwechi. It's loading. This Twitter. Let's see. Takes ages apparently. Okay, now you're up in the you're up on stage. Welcome. I think you have to unmute if you had a question. Uwechi?
Oh, hey, thanks, Caroline, and thanks for hosting this space. Nice to finally talk to all you guys. Do you have a question regarding maybe a potential partnership with Netflix? I need to kind of touch on what the one and only was mentioning earlier, but because the project has a lot of cute characters, maybe like a partnership with like a Disney or a Netflix to create a cartoon of some sorts, or maybe even a comic book. Is that something that you guys are thinking of down the line that we can use to help build the brand?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think something like Disney or Netflix really fits our ethos, especially Disney. Of course, that would be like the perfect. I think that would be like our perfect, like in a perfect world, who we would do work with. But 100%, we're looking out for those type of relationships, and we're that's all I'll say. We're looking to develop those relationships.
Okay, that's great. And then another question for you guys. I know you guys, first of all, you guys have done a great job growing the community organically. And this thing is, skyrocketed in terms of the amount of community members and users who are now aware of the brand. I was curious what your thoughts were around getting like an ambassador or an influencer on board to help further build the brand out. Is that something you guys are thinking of at all?
Yeah, so I think that if you don't know, I don't know if you're familiar with one of our other co-founders. His name's Cole. He was actually an early influencer in this space, but
Hmm.
as part of looking to establish new relationships with other influencers, I think it's something definitely to look out for. I think we've seen in this space that people, especially when it comes from like an authentic influencer, people enjoy it and people like respect it. So yeah, I would like to establish more relationships with people, but um I think there's also a fine line. Like you don't want to be too upfront about it. There's some influencers in this space that shill everything, and so like when they start shilling things, it's just like it becomes devalued. Like you no longer, like if someone who shills every single project and whatnot starts shilling a different project, people just like whatever. But I think that I would love to do it, yeah, and I think I want more um quality relationships with those influencers that just don't do everything. So yeah, it's definitely something that we're looking to do.
Great, thank you for answering that. And when I'm saying influencers, I'm thinking more of like on the celebrity side of things. Like for example, I think Cool
Oh
Cat's
yeah.
got Mike Tyson, and who was it? Chuck Liddell recently jumped on. I think it was Lazy Lions, if I remember correctly. But like an influencer from that respect, not like an influencer whose
In this
main focus
space,
is around
I
NFTs.
got you.
Correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I all about authentic growth, but also at the same time, I see every project pretty much under the moon, like uh, starting these relationships. Now, I would love to to onboard some celebrities, but I also like the idea of like them coming to us and not us the other way. I don't necessarily think it always makes sense for us to go out of our way to start a relationship with a celebrity because then it's not necessarily meaningful always. So that's my attitude right now. But yeah, I would love to establish a relationship with someone who genuinely enjoys the Pudgy Penguin community. Um, mm.
So basically, Pudgy Penguins is open to to establish relationships with influencers if it's genuine.
100%.
Okay, super exciting.
Great. Thank you, Tubby, and thank you, Caroline. Appreciate it.
You're most
No
welcome.
problem. Thank you for the question.
So do we have any other questions from the audience? If yes, please, I don't know, please raise your hand. Or make some, okay, Loon, yes,
take me
please.
again. Okay, this is non-Lil Pudgy related, but obviously we have a few, I guess, what you would call them whales, people that own a large amount of Pudgy Penguins. And then also we have some higher profile, like I guess what you would call influencers within the space that own Pudgy Penguins. Is there any sort of dialogue that the team has with any of the holders? Like, I guess since they do have such a large stake, do you guys take any input in them? I know a lot of them are successful in the NFT space and might have some sort of good input moving forward. So yeah, I guess do you guys have any sort of like they advise at all, or are they just kind of private holders?
So to answer that question, yes, we have talked previously to different holders in our project. It just kind of naturally happens as people get interested into the project. As for established ongoing relationships with these individuals, it's not like we're going to them and like running everything by them because whatever. But yeah, we do have established relationships with if you're familiar, 9x9. He's from started Club721 and
Yeah.
several other people within our community. They're very quality, like they're very honest and genuine relationships. But yeah, as for the influencers, not necessarily. We still do keep.
Mm-hmm.
I personally keep in contact with a lot of people from
Yeah.
early days, and yeah. So that if that answers your question.
Yeah, the influencer game gets kind of dangerous to a certain extent. you know, if something were to go south, like
100%.
kind of what we saw a couple weeks ago with a certain member that was actually in this space earlier. But yeah, okay. I was just wondering specifically, like
Thank you so much
9x9,
for your
yeah, input.
Thank you so much for your question, Loon. I think because this space, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this space is hosted by Club721. So so I would like now to, I think Brighty is up on stage. So I would say one last question and then we may wrap it up.
No, don't wrap it up. I just joined. I slept
Good morning,
and just woke
Brighty.
up and realized I missed like all of the space. Hey everyone, and just like one brief follow-up question. Actually, like one interesting thing we could maybe do, like not only like discussing with like the larger whales and the influencers, but like obviously we have like a pretty large community, but I think like one like interesting idea which is like something that came up like in another project I'm in is like you could have like smaller like community calls just like in a Discord, because like I remember like in the really early days like Cole and some other people from the team were hanging like the Discord chat actually in the voice chat, and it was like quite a fruitful discussion just with like ideas and stuff. And I think like one cool idea could be to have like just like these small Discord calls aside from the Twitter spaces, just in a community, just to like discuss some ideas internally.
My dearest Brighty, thank you for your question. So this space is about little Pudgies, but we went a bit broader. But I think most of what you asked, we have basically already discussed.
Okay, well, I missed it.
You missed basically the most, but I will tell you later. But yeah, I think there's so much planned because the team just said they are. I mean, they just repeated they are going to hire people and etc. 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 So I think there's lots of things in the pipeline in addition to Little Pudgies, which is the main event, which will be tomorrow. Right, Mr.
Yes,
Tubby and Mickyj?
tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST. Yep.
Okay, super cool. So I would say, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Shall we? I mean, it's a pity Brighty just joined in the last second, and not before. Yeah, so I think let me see if we have any more question on the Discord. I think it's fine now. We have basically answered everything I'm aware of. But obviously, you can always ask in the Discord. So yeah, in any case, to wrap it up, we are very excited about Little Pudgies, which will be potentially more pudgy. They look a bit rounder than the OG Pudgies, I must say. So that's very exciting. And I think for Club721, so for all of the people that are not aware, Club721 is a trading group and a membership club founded by 9x9, and it provides proprietary tools and information, aka Alpha. And so I think you guys, Mr. Tubby and Mickyj, you have kind of a raffle for all. I'm not sure if only for Club721 members, I think so, but yeah, maybe you could tell us more about it. I think you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, so we've allocated a total of 300 Little Pudgies for community initiatives, giveaways, and different events. And so we'll be allocating 10 Little Pudgies specifically towards the Club721 community in terms of raffles. And yeah, I'll get with I'll get with a couple other people after this call and to discuss how we'll facilitate that. But yeah, we're going to be doing that in the next couple days.
Okay, super exciting. Yeah, I think we could wrap it up now. Looking very forward to the Little Pudgies tomorrow, because I think my co-host Auk, who you see in Club721, I think it's like he had to start at 5 a.m. and now it's like, I don't know, 6 a.m. 20. So because he's in a different time zone. So yeah, obviously, if you have any questions, please ask. Poor Auk. Oh.
Poor
So
Auk.
yeah, Oh, yeah. So yeah, please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask either in the Pudgy Penguin Discord or in the 721 Discord. I'm utmost happy to answer your questions. And yeah, I think for now, yeah, we are very excited and we are very looking forward to the little Pudgy drop tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mr. Tubby and Mickyj, for being up on stage and providing us with so much information. And
Yeah, thank you.
obviously, yes. And
Sorry, I
thank
just
you
want to
all.
say
Yeah.
thank you
And
for having us, and I just want to thank thanks to Club721 for having us.
Thank you, and
Yes,
obviously
it was an
thank you.
honor.
Thank you, Mr. Tubby, and obviously thank you to the audience and everybody that asked a question. And yeah, very, very exciting things are in the pipeline. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.